Bishop, good to see you. And next week we have a very special Mass of healing and hope. It's a very sensitive topic. It's for people who are survivors of sexual abuse, especially people who have been abused by the clergy. Where did the idea for having such a Mass come from?
Well, it came from the survivors themselves. We're in contact with a lot of people who have been abused that we offer counseling to, but they came through the assistance coordinator with the idea that they wanted to have a Mass, and they've been working on it for now over a year, really. We even had our own private Mass with the survivors to see what we wanted to say, how we wanted to do it. So it is their initiative.
Mm-hmm. And this group, they have actually a support group that gets together with the Victims Assistance Coordinator?
There are several support groups that do get together. Not everybody would like that, but those who avail themselves of it find it very helpful. It's a very, personal thing.
Mm-hmm. What is what do you see as the effect of clergy sex abuse upon people and their relationship to the church? What are the long-term effects?
Well, I think it was certainly a shock to those who were faithful to the church. It's a shock to priests, the bishops. I mean, I think the media ran with this and they set the message, and it's not exactly correct. I do, really feel it's abhorrent to say there was a cover-up, that everything was known and that nothing was done. That's not quite the case. I mean, depends how you define cover-up. That, to me, would mean, completely ignoring it and, putting perpetrators out again to do more than another crime. So that did not happen, but I think that was the message that the media portrayed, and it's stuck in many people's minds. Many people are turned off by the church, stopped coming to church. Maybe it was an excuse, maybe lack of trust. And it is terrible to feel that people you do trust as the clergy could do certain things like this.
Sure.
So we've got to grow out of it, because it takes time to understand what really happened and what we are doing now to avoid it in the future and to restore trust.
It takes a lot of courage for people to come forward, and usually it's many years after the alleged events. But you actually meet with each of those as they come forward, right?
Definitely. Anybody comes forward and we offer them that possibility. Most take it, some don't. But I would, in the name of the church, say, offer, our sorrow, our plea for forgiveness, and say that we are sorry that this happened.
How do people react when you sit there and you speak with them?
I think most people were they're happy to have it acknowledged that something did happen, that the church, through the bishop, is sorry for it. But it takes them time to accept it in their own lives. One thing that's rather touchy is that they don't, if you ask them to say, well, can you forgive the church? Well, they're really reticent. That's very difficult for them. Forgive the perpetrator. Mm-hmm. Very difficult for people to do. That's why we pray the Our Father. That is the most difficult petition of the Our Father in my mind, that we are able to forgive others to the extent that we want to be forgiven by God. That is rather difficult.
Yeah. Are you confident that the diocese is doing enough now to address what was a problem at that time?
I think so. I think we're doing as much as we can, and there's no perfect system that could always, keeps people safe. But I think as far as humanly possible, I think we're doing a lot.
Mm-hmm. And certainly anybody who works for the diocese has to go through a screening process, right? And
updates. We have the child protection program where they themselves have to be updated, and things it's an online program, and it's interesting that I'm always learning things you didn't know about what's out there, what the difficulties are. So it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, and so the special Mass will be at St. James Cathedral, and it'll be on April 15th at 7 o'clock in the evening, and again, it'll be carried live here on net for everybody to view, and anybody can come to this Mass. It's not, sure. Anybody can come. It's just not for survivors.
Right. No, we want people to come to support those who've come forward too.
Good, Bishop. Thank you so much for being with us.